Okay, video one. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to talk about quantum consciousness. We're going to talk about the Mandela effect, and we're going to talk about what's going on with reality and with time. Well, as far as I see it, the way the world's been going ever since about 2000, things have changed, if you noticed. And then in 2012, things have changed enormously. It's not the same world that I grew up in. It's not basic, it's not simple, it's not plain. I don't know if technology did this to us, to our world. I don't know if the fumes from the cars destroyed the planet, so now we're all thinking messed up with the extra toxins in our brain, but something is going on. The government knows a little bit more than we do, but they don't know everything. They just think they know what's going on, but it's more of a spiritual thing. Religion is involved. Jesus is involved. You notice the spiritual balance that's going on. The evilness is so... The evilness is so apparent. I mean, I've never seen evil like this before, and I've seen some mess and I've seen some fucked up shit happen. But the kind of stuff that's been happening is almost unexplainable. If you were at judgment and you were talking to God at your trial at the gate of heaven, could you even say or imagine what you've been seeing in this quantum reality? Okay, yes, there might be different dimensions, but you know what, people? Let's get down to the points of the fact of the Mandela effect. We live here in this dimension, okay? So what does it matter if there's a bunch of dimensions out there, people? What does it matter if there's different existence? We cannot tap into them. We cannot time travel. We cannot see anything but fix the world that we're in, and we're not doing that. That's part of the problem. See, we're not fixing nothing. Half the people don't go to work. Half the people don't help our elderly anymore. Everybody's so self-conscious and they only care about themselves. The top scientists are like this too. They only care about themselves and their own indignations. Okay? We got to do something. Back in the 60s, say whatever you want about free peace and free love. They got together and they made shit happen. They stopped war. They stopped poverty. They stopped the hatred in the world. And what happened? Around 1990, things started to spinball and change. Music started to change things. Music started to push politics in a certain direction. Liberal isn't what it seems to be anymore. Conservative isn't what it seems to be anymore. Nobody seems to know what's going on. And the people that do not share their knowledge for the fear that they will get knocked down and tumbled over. That they would get all their money taken from them and be left in a pile of shit. And they wouldn't know what to do if they had no food in the cupboards and no water to drink. They wouldn't know how to claw their way out of poverty because they never been in poverty before, so they don't have a freaking clue. So, back to the Mandela effect. I think it's basically a spiritual trick. See, in the book of Revelations, God said that the veil will be down. The Omega, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and end. If we are in the end, or say 77.6% through to the end, the veil is slowly starting to come down, so things are appearing as they constantly are. Everybody has a right to their opinion, right? So we say. For one day, just think to yourself that if you didn't have a right to your opinion, if God pointed his finger at you and said, Sally, you need to do what I need you to do because the evilness is going to take over and destroy the world. Would you do that if it meant that you're going to lose your fancy car and your bourgeois house and your most gauche house on the block? No, you wouldn't do that because you care about your hair, your eyes, your makeup. You care about this. That's what you care about. This controls everything anymore. And you know what? What if you didn't have this? Okay? Not just a visual. Not just a credit card. What if you had no more money? What would you do as a society? Okay? Food. Different certain luxury items. I mean, that would be more valuable to you than this currency that, let's face it, is dwindling down to mean nothing. I mean, I don't even know what currency is anymore. When I was growing up, I would save up dimes, pennies, and nickels And to me, that would be a lot of money. What happened to that? What happened to having a handful of change and feeling like you had enough money to go get something? I mean, so simple. If they started back to zero, back to the way currency was when I was growing up, as far as change, a nickel for a pack of smokes, 10 cents for a loaf of bread, and 50 cents for a gallon of milk, I think the economy would bounce back and be better. But see, they don't want that to happen. They want disruption. They want chaos in the streets, and they want us to kill us all. Okay, that's where it goes to the spiritual battle and the unveiling. And the unveiling is this. I mean, the quantum velocity at which we travel from when we come out of the womb till we go into the grave is enormous. I mean, we really don't know this reality because we do not look straight and narrow to the vein of it. Okay, we're too preoccupied with our own simple destinations and occupancies and controlling every little aspect of this reality that we do not stop and think, what could we do to make this reality better? What could we do to actually see the truth and through the veil? He wants us to see. God wants us to see. But we are so bombarded with bullshit that we can't see. People, I had an opportunity to change everyone's life and make this world a better place. I would. So why is it so hard? I'm sure you would too. Why is it so hard to do that? Can you answer me that? Why is it so hard to actually help your fellow man feed the starving children, give them a home, give them shelter? Why is it so hard? How come there's 10% of people that have everything and 90% of people that have nothing? And it's not that the 10% don't want to give the 90% anything. They're held to a certain standard that they cannot give you anything. And that's the problem. Who's in control? Not the people that should be in control. How long are we going to be oppressed and pushed down, even with the technology of communication? How long are we going to be oppressed and pushed down till we stand up and say enough is enough? I'm not taking it no more. It's not about fear. It's not about fear. It's about love. There's not enough love in this world. It's so sad that I think about it every day that what happened to the love that I used to embrace as a child.